Good day, sir. We are the group 4, and today we'll be presenting our report for week 7 on the theories of leadership. Our discussion will cover four major frameworks: trait theory, contingency theory, behavioral theory, and the full range leadership model. By the end of this presentation, we hope to give you a clear picture of how leadership has been studied, analyzed, and understood across different perspectives. So let's begin. Before we dive into each theory, let's start with the fundamental question that has driven leadership research for decades. So, what makes someone an effective leader? This single question has sparked generations of debate, and it really comes down to three underlying questions. So, first is leadership is leadership born or made? So this is the lens of trait theory, which suggests that effective leaders share certain inherent characteristics. Second is, does context determine success? So this is the concern of contingency theory, and which argues that the situation plays a critical role in determining whether a leader will be effective. And third, can leadership behavior be learned? And this is the foundation of behavioral theory, which shifts the focus from who the leader is and what the leader does. So these three questions will guide our discussion throughout this presentation. So now, before we explore each theory in depth, it's important to acknowledge why no single theory has been able to fully explain leadership on its own. Researchers have identified several key challenges. The first is subjectivity. Judging what counts as good leadership is not straightforward. It involves personal values, cultural backgrounds, and bias. So what one group sees as a strong leadership and other may not. So second is there's the problem of too many traits. Over time, researchers have identified more than 100 different leadership traits. The problem, most of them are broad generalizations that are difficult to measure consistently. And third, there is no universal leadership style. So what works in one generation or culture does not necessarily work in another. So leadership is deeply context dependent. And finally, uh, earlier theories suffered from context neglect, which particularly the trait theory, which initially failed to account the situation a leader is placed in. So these gaps are precisely why multiple theories emerge over time, and each trying to fill what the previous one missed. So next is um, so trait theory. With that foundation in place, let's look at our first theory, which is the trait theory. So trait theory operates on the idea that successful leadership shares distinct characteristics. That certain qualities consistently appear in people who lead effectively. So researchers identified a core set of leadership traits, which include uh, Achievement drive. So achievement drive is a strong internal motivation to accomplish goals. Next is leadership motivation. So leadership motivation, the genuine desire to lead and influence others. Next is honesty and integrity, being trustworthy and consistent in words and actions. Next is self-confidence, believing in one's own abilities and judgment. Next is the cognitive ability. So cognitive ability is the capacity to think critically, solve problems, and process information. Next is business knowledge. So business knowledge is a solid understanding of the field or industry. Next is emotional maturity. So emotional maturity the the ability to manage emotion and respond effectively under the pressure. And lastly, charisma and creativity. So charisma and creativity is the ability to inspire uh, others and think innovatively. So while trade theory gave us a useful starting point for the understanding leadership potential, it was later criticized for the reasons we mentioned earlier, particularly for overlooking the role of the situation and producing uh, uh, too broad, too broad a list of characteristics to be particularly applied. So this criticism paved the way for the next theory, which is our next reporter will discuss.
Good day, everyone. Today I will discuss the contingency theory. Contingency theory states that there is no single best leadership style. A leader's effectiveness depends on the situation they are facing. So, we have four different leadership approaches. First is the Fiedler's contingency model. It is developed by Fred Fiedler. This model suggests that leadership effectiveness depends on how well a leader's style matches the situations. It uses the least preferred coworkers scale or the LPC to determine whether a leader is task oriented or relationship oriented. Second is the situational leadership theory. It is developed by Hersey and Blanchard. This chart suggests that leaders should adjust their style based on the readiness and competence of their followers. There are four leadership styles. First, the telling, selling, participating, and delegating. Third is the path goal theory. This theory states that leaders should help employees achieve goals by providing guidance and removing obstacles. The leader role is to create a clear path towards success. Lastly is the Broom-Yaton model. This model focuses on decision making. Leaders should first assess the situation and then choose the most appropriate decision making style, whether individually or with the group participations. So we have a key situational factors. First is the team maturity, work pace, management style, employee morale, company policies, and goals and objectives. Next is we have the behavioral theory of leadership. Leadership is defined by action, not traits. It focuses on what leaders do rather than their personal traits or characteristics. This story suggests that effective leadership can be learned through actions and behavior. So we have several leadership behaviors under this story. First is the people-oriented, focuses on relationship, communication, and team motivation. This type of leader focuses on building strong relationship with team members. Example is a manager who regularly checks on employees and encourage collaborations. Next is task-oriented. Goal-driven structured environment results focus. Task-oriented leaders focus on achieving goals and completing tasks efficiently. For example, a supervisor who set clear deadlines and closely monitor performance. Third is participative, involves team in decisions, value collaboration, and feedback. Participative leaders who involve team members in decision making. Example is a project leader who asks the team for suggestion before choosing a strategy. Next is the status quo. Balances productivity with employee satisfaction equally. These leaders try to maintain a balance between productivity and employee satisfaction. They avoid major changes and focus on stability. Lastly, sound leader, most effective, prioritizes productivity and morale. A sound leader is considered the most effective because they balance both productivity and employee morale. They care about result while also supporting their team members. Other leadership style is indifferent leaders, dictatorial leaders, country club leaders, opportunistic leaders, and paternalistic leaders. In summary, behavioral theory focuses on the actions and behaviors of the leaders, while the contingency theory emphasizes that the leadership effectiveness depends on the situation. Both theories help us understand how leaders can guide teams successfully in different circumstances.
Full range, full range leadership model. This model identifies three distinct leadership styles arranged from the least or to most effective. First, transactional leadership. This style generates a system of rewards and punishments. The leader sets clear goals and expectations, then monitors whether those are met. If you perform, you're rewarded. If you don't, there are consequences. It is effective for maintaining order, but it doesn't inspire people to go beyond the basics. Second, the most impactful transformational leadership. A transformational leadership doesn't just manage performance, they inspire change. They serve as a role model, challenge their team intellectually, provide individual support, and hold high expectations. This style builds genuine commitments and self-confidence among team members and drives long-term growth. Third is fair leadership. This is the hands-off approach. The leaders step back and let employees make their own decisions with little to no structure or guidance. While it may work in highly autonomous teams, it is generally considered the least effective style because it involves avoiding responsibility altogether. Conclusion. Trade theory tells us that certain core characteristics like integrity, self-confidence, and cognitive ability can predict leadership potential. However, no universal list of traits applies to every leader in every situation. Contingency theory reminds us that there is no one-size-fits-all together. All leadership styles. Effective leaders read the room, they assess their team's maturity, the work environment, and the goals at hand, then adapt accordingly. Behavioral theory gives us hope. It argues that leadership is not just something you are born with, because leadership is defined by actions. Those behaviors can be observed, practiced, and learned over time. And finally, the full range model shows us that among all styles, transformational leadership creates the deepest and most lasting impact on organizations and the people within them. Ultimately, great leadership is not about picking one theory and sticking with it. The best leaders blend strong personal traits, adapt to their context, and continuously evolve how they show up for their teams. Thank you.